One of the things I wanted to talk about today was toxic people. I've met some pretty toxic people before in my life, and what do I mean by toxic? You can Google it up and search up what toxic people are. But essentially, what it is people who are emotionally or emotionally underdeveloped. They can be passive aggressive. They can be aggressive, or even people who are passive can be toxic because it rubs off on you. Essentially, what you want to find someone is people who are goal driven, who persevere, who dedicate themselves to something bigger than themselves. You want to hang out with people who are positive, who will listen to you without giving you negative feedback, people who will support you, and people who will essentially just overall bring more positivity in your life. I'm all for sarcasm. I really am. I think there's when I watch the show Friends or when I watch other shows that have sarcasm, I think it's funny. Sarcasm is very humorous. But there's a different type of sarcasm. It's like cutthroat sarcasm, right? And that is when people tend to be borderline insulting, and it's a very negative form of sarcasm. I think there's different forms of sarcasm. Essentially, toxic people, what they do in your life is that they're kind of like a little black hole, right? And they suck you into their negativity. It can be examples of as soon as they step into the house, they walk in, they're upset, they're being passive aggressive, they don't explain why they're upset, they don't communicate. During their birthdays, they throw a fit, why didn't you get me this? They're very, very narcissistic. And then they'll, change on you and be extremely nice to you. And try to manipulate you. They'll talk bad behind people. Be very careful about people who talk bad about others. Pay very close attention to that. If you think about if you first meet someone and within a few days, within a few weeks, you hear them talking a lot of smack about people, you hear them saying oh, this person's a bitch, this person's a motherfucker, and fuck this person, and they've known that person for a long time, that's a red flag. That basically means that they're going to do the same thing to you eventually. You really want to start hanging out with people who are positive, who, although they don't like a trait about someone, they won't say something so negative that it comes off really bad. So I guess my thing for today is, toxic people, stay the hell away from them. You don't need them. If you live in an environment where family members who are toxic and you just can't help but be in that situation, then have a plan. It could be 6 months, it can be 1 year. Plan your finances out. Make sure. And why do I say finances? Why does that's the first thing that comes into mind? Because you want to get the hell away from those people, whatever it takes. If you have someone who's that toxic, even if it's family or not family, whatever, a roommate, a friend, whatever, try to get the hell away. And if you can't for whatever reason, I just can't, whatever. Go out in the evenings, go to the library, go to Starbucks, go keep yourself busy, go join a club, go take a class, stay away from those people as much as possible because they essentially make your life a living hell. You want to stay the hell away from toxic people. I know, trust me. You want to hang out with positive people. And back to the financing part. The reason you want to get your finances together, besides having a peace of mind with finances, that if you plan out carefully, whether maybe you have a toxic family that you live with, you're young, maybe you're 17, 18, and you just can't, escape yet, save up your money for an entire year. Save up about $200 a month, $300 a month, whatever you can. Put it somewhere it doesn't exist. You don't touch it at all, unless it's an emergency, right? But don't touch it at all. That way you can have a deposit for a room that you can rent somewhere, or an apartment that you can get with someone who is positive and get somewhere else. Also, try to reflect if you're a toxic person. See if you are a negative person. A lot of times it's easy to point the finger at others, but you have to be able to self-reflect and think, How do I react when someone criticizes me? How do I react when someone does something that I don't like? You should be assertive, respectful, and be honest with yourself and with others. I try my best. I don't like to hear when someone has something negative to say about me. I really don't like to hear it. I really think, oh, I'm getting a little bit upset. I don't show it, but I do get a little bit bothered. But then I take a few minutes to really think about, maybe they're saying this for a reason. So let me reflect. Let me be as fair as possible. I'll meditate on it, or I'll sit down and really think through it. But so number one, stay away from toxic people. Number two, if you're in a relationship with someone who's toxic and it's been longer than a year and the person has not changed, they're not going to change. People do not change unless they want to change. Change does not come from anybody else. It comes from within. You can give someone as much advice as you want. Eat this way, do this exercise, meditate, go and join the gym, join a social club of some sort, take a class, do these positive things. If they don't want to do it and they have that mindset, they're not going to do it. They're not going to want to change. So you really have to get the hell away from them. Just get the hell away from them. No matter how much you want to help someone, all you're doing is enabling them if you're still hanging out with them and they're still behaving that way. They're gonna have to learn on their own if they want to change. And if they don't, sadly, you're just gonna keep walking up those stairs and you're gonna have to let go of their hands. They're gonna be stuck there in those stairs of life. They're gonna be stuck at a certain point in their life. They're not gonna want to move, but you're gonna have to keep going up those stairs. You're gonna have to keep trying to achieve your goals and try to move on. It's extremely important. So yeah, one, stay the hell away from toxic people. Two, hang out with people who are achieving things, who have goals, who have ambition, who exercise, who meditate, who are positive, who will give you good feedback, who are honest with you. They'll call you out on your bullshit. They really will. Those people are very important. Obviously, I have to do it respectfully, etc. But yeah, stick with those people. It's very important. And if you have you're in a difficult situation, get yourself a job, start saving up some money, have a plan to get the hell out. Make sure you plan out very well what you want to do. Don't just get an apartment right away and say, oh, I'm going to put my name on this and start getting, no, plan it out very well. Say for January through July, I'm going to save $450 a month, and by the time I have that, I'll have some extra money to put down, put in a place, and then that way I can have two different jobs. Whatever it is your plan is, just make sure it's very specific, very detailed, very oriented. Plans are important, and plans do change. They're not written in stone, right? They do change, so they do change fine. But the goal is to get yourself financially independent so you can stay the hell away from toxic people. A lot of the times, toxic people know that you're financially dependent on them, and they'll take advantage of that, and that's the worst, because then you're indebted to them, and that you feel stuck. It's horrible. It's a disgusting feeling. You don't want to have that. You really want to stay away from that. Message me. I'm gonna start putting on all my descriptions, my Instagram, my Facebook. If you need any advice on that, you can go ahead and hit me up. I'm going to go ahead and do my 100 push-ups now. Okay, here we go. I just did the Wim Hof breathing technique again. I'm trying to get my muscles are starting to feel a little sore. I can feel it. My chest and my triceps. that was 50. Whew. Whew. I definitely felt the difference this time. Whew. The problem is too, I was drinking my bulletproof coffee. Sorry for the burping. Drinking my bulletproof coffee, and I was supposed to prepare it earlier, but I just prepared it in a bit. And I drank it a little too fast. I realized that I have to go buy green tea, ginger, chamomile. I'm gonna buy some grass-fed ground beef. I'm gonna buy some cruciferous vegetables like salads at Trader Joe's, and probably buy some turmeric and ginger powder to put in my soup. Whew. I'll start posting up stuff that I eat on a daily basis. Whew. Some stuff I really like to enjoy eating. After a while, like, you'd be surprised how much junk you used to eat and how it affects your taste buds. How sugary things taste after a while. Alright, that was 50 push-ups. Let's see how much more I can do. Definitely feel my muscles tightening up. Alright, let's do this. That's 10. 60. 40 more. Yeah, probably didn't help last night that I ate some. This is gonna sound really bad. I'm probably thinking that I ate a bunch of junk food, but I was just trying to eliminate some of the stuff that I had here. But I ate some it was Foster Farms hot and spicy chicken wings. That's not the best. I ate those last night. I ate them late too. I was kind of hungry, and it doesn't do me well. I also ate some like salami and pickles, which I usually like, but I don't think it was a good combination. Like I think the salami felt a little too salty. I'm thinking I'm gonna try next morning to see if I drink some sodium and potassium, which I need to buy. Sodium and potassium to see how it affects my push-ups. I'm gonna do maybe like an hour or maybe 30 minutes before. Drink the water with that. See if it has a different effect. Being hydrated, I know they're supposed to give you like at least 19%, from what I've read, 19% difference in strength when you stay hydrated. The knuckle push-ups seem a little easier. It's a little easier to do the knuckle push-ups than the hands. I definitely have to go down a little more, but it feels a little easier. I know it's 70 so far. 10 more. Let's get to 80. Some gloves because I do realize that my hands do get dry after a bit after rubbing on the carpet so much. I don't know, maybe I won't, maybe I will. I really don't know. I guess I have to see how I progress. Whew. Let's do 10 more. It'll be 90.
Wow, I definitely felt a burn on that one. I felt it right here and on my chest. Not so much on my shoulders, ironically, because I was just saying the other day that it was my shoulders that was burning a little more. Now it's my chest. And it's my triceps too. I'm definitely gonna try to take a nap, maybe try to get some rest before today, so that way maybe I'll get my muscles to rest a little bit. I went to sleep early last night too. So I wonder if that has to do anything with it. I've been going to sleep really late. I'm on vacation right now. I'm on a 2-week vacation, so not vacation, but I have 2 weeks off of work. So we'll see. All right, 10 more. All right, 100 push-ups. I'll see y'all tomorrow.